Yes.
So Stephen, I wanted to ask you, you know, with all the work that you've done in community organizing and things, it seems like the COP kind of framework was a natural for you. But even for you, who had this orientation to begin with, how is the participation in the community of practice here in Hawaii? How is it changing you?
Oh, it's made a tremendous impact on me professionally and personally. And one of the biggest things is I've learned is that we learn together as a group. You know, I'm always understanding the work at a more deep level, and the deeper I understand it, then the greater impact I can have on its practice.
So the community is kind of an infrastructure.
Yes.
To get people together to have that understanding. Is that kind of how it works?
Yeah, so it's that shared learning, that we learn from each other, we each have something to contribute, and then together, you know, we can move in the direction that we want to move. You know, we can advance the agenda.
So what about the connections, your connections? How is that, you're probably pretty well connected anyway, but how is the community of practice changing your connections?
Well, it really helps me with the language and in being able to be more intentional in some of the strategies that I would implement. Learning the communities of practice language and values has brought more intentionality to the way that I work and the way I network to it. And that's what I think it is. It's brought a lot more clarity to things that I've already valued, you know, as an individual and as a professional. And that's what I appreciate about the language. It's very clear language, and it really is intentional. And I've been able to put that into my toolkit.
All right, great. How about the ability, the community, how about the community structure? How does the community enable you to use the skills you have just as your professional practice and in your experience in the community councils? How does the community allow you to use them?
Well, it gives me an opportunity to model or to demonstrate those values, and I hold them as a core. I believe that, you know, when we as professionals, as an individual, we adhere to a certain set of values, and we articulate and we share them and we stand firm in them, that it really does influence. You know, one of the things that I firmly believe is that everyone has a piece of the solution that we're seeking. And so we bring people together and allow that piece to be put into the puzzle and to move forward. And that's a firm value, you know, and it's a commitment that we together have the solution. It's not one individual, and I'm able to you know, move that forward in whatever situation that we find ourselves in.
I think that one of the things that that we talk about in the community is an identity change, and the idea that the way of working as a community becomes your identity. So I see some of that in you. So just tell me a little bit about that idea of an identity change. What is that change? What does that change for you, and how do you see it in others here in the Hawaii community?
Right. I think, you know, identity would be two pieces that come to mind. One is you know, through that personal value of be the change you want to see in the world, and you know, I get the strength in that. And I get that, you know, when there's an issue, it's not so much what other people can do to solve the issue, it's what can I do to contribute. And I really, through my community work, get that it's not a race. There's never going to be a completion, let's rest, we're done. You know, we've taken care of all the needs of all the kids for all time. You know, but that we are moving down a path. And if I see it as that every day I have an opportunity to contribute. I have an opportunity to contribute to the agenda of this particular community or this particular stakeholder group, whatever the situation is. But that's my philosophy, and that's how communities of practice has really been able to bring that out of me. It was always there, but now it's much more articulated, and I'm able to share it more with my groups that I work with. You know, we're in it together. Let's do, you know, every day we can make a difference.